ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं भवत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरननदीकैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरम् हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् Second chapter, shloka number 39. You can repeat after me. Esha te bhigita sankhye
एषा ते विहिता साङ्ख्ये
buddhir yoge tvimam shrunu
बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु
buddhya yukto yaya partha
बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ
karma bandham prahasyasi
कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि
This is an important shloka. In the sense, this shloka clearly shows the distinction between the topics which are discussed in Gita itself. Not only in this chapter, the whole Gita. The Tatparyam of Gita, the vision of Gita, we know it is same as the vision of the Upanishad, which has been already presented by Bhagavan from the shloka number 11 onwards up to the 30th shloka, starting from the 12th shloka to be very precise. From the 12th shloka to the 30th shloka of this chapter, the knowledge taught by Bhagavan Krishna to Arjuna, that is Sankhya. Sankhya meaning Vastu, Brahma, the knowledge or the nature of the Vastu, the Atma, Brahma. That is with that the teaching is completed. That is the teaching of the vision of the Vedas, which had already been presented. The Gita is concluded. Gita Upanishad is concluded. But here, through this shloka, Bhagavan Krishna clearly shows that there is going to be another topic. What we have discussed up to is Sankhya. Sankhya. Sankhya means samyak kyayate. Samyak kyayate. Sa vaidiki. Samyak buddhihi. Sankhya. Samyak kyayate. Patyate iti. Sankhya. Paravidya. Sankhya means Paravidya, Brahma Vidya. Sankhya is Paravidya, Brahma Vidya. Yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate. The language of Mundakopanishad. Ve vidye, veritavye, iti gasma, paracha, parachaiva, paracha. Yaya tad aksharam adhigamyate. That is Sankhya. Sorry, Yaya Sankhya. Sankhya aksharam brahma adhigamyate. Yettadadreshamagrage mahottamavarnam. Very important mantra in the Mundaka Upanishad, which we are going to see. Similarly, Ashabdam Asparasham Arupam Vyayam in Kathopanishad. The next mantra, that also important mantra. Through these mantras, Ityadi Mantraihi Pratipadyate iti Sankhya. That Nirvishesham Param Brahma. That is the topic. Sankhya. And about that, Tasmin Vishaye, Tasmin Sankhya Brahmani Vishaye, Ya Buddhi Abhigita. That Buddhi which was Abhigita Ukta. Katam, by the shlokas like Najagate Mriyate Va Kadachit Nayam Bhutva Bhavita Va Nabhuyaha Nainam Chandanti Shastrani Nainam Dagati Pavakaha Nasato Vidyate Bhavaha Nabhavo Vidyate Sataha. Through all these mantras, Bhagavan Krishna, he has clearly taught this Sankhya, Jnana, he has given Jnana. So, Ityadina Parabrahma Vishayi Krutya Purvi Yit Jnanam Te Tubhyam Te Abhigita Te Tubhyam Upadishtam Sa Sankhya. And the knowledge is Sankhya Buddhi. Sankhya Buddhi. That was a topic up to the 30th shloka. Then, from this shloka onwards, the distinction, the clear distinction is shown. That is, the new topic is going to be taught. The new topic. So that shows Gita is also like the Veda. Like the Veda, it has got two parts. One is Gita Shastram. The Gita Shastram has got two parts, like the Veda Shastram, Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. So, Karma Shastra and Moksha Shastra. Karma Shastra and Moksha Shastra. Moksha Shastra is Upanishad. Upanishad gives Jnanam and therefore Moksha. Therefore, Upanishads are Moksha Shastra. Gita is a Karma Shastra as well as the Moksha Shastra, because it has the content of the Veda Purva as well as Vedanta. It has the content of both the Veda Purva and Vedanta. So the two Shastras are there located in Gita, like the Veda. And the vision of the Gita is Brahma. The vision of the Gita is the knowledge of the ultimate reality. Therefore, Gita is Moksha Shastra. Therefore, Gita is Moksha Shastra. The Karma Kanda part of the Veda as the subject matter karma. Whereas in the Gita, the topic discussed is not about the karma, the rituals. The topic is about any karma you do, but the proper attitude. That also is a means for moksha only. Therefore, the Gita is the Moksha Shastra. The subject matter of Gita is knowledge, and therefore it is Moksha Shastra. If it is a Moksha Shastram, then the Moksha Shastram can be looked upon, can be looked at through two different nishta lifestyles, through two different lifestyles, two different possible lifestyles. One is the lifestyle of Karma Yoga, other one the lifestyle of Sankhya. Sankhya, otherwise called Sannyasa. So Karma Yoga and Sannyasa, otherwise called Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. So Moksha Shastra looked at from two different nishta. Nishta is the lifestyle. Karma Yoga Nishta and Jnana Yoga Nishta athava Sannyasa Nishta. So the difference between these should be clearly understood. These are the biggest confusion. These things are not clearly understood by many people. That is why Gita is misinterpreted. The difference between karma yoga and jnana yoga or sannyasa yoga athava sankhya, the difference must be clearly understood. A karma which is done without invoking Ishvara is just a karma. It is just a karma. But karma cannot become a yoga. Yoga involves buddhi, the attitude. Only when the attitude of offering the karma to Bhagavan, it means Bhagavan is invoked in the karma. Bhagavan is brought in, Ishvara is brought in into the karma. So karma is done for the sake of Ishvara. For the sake of Ishvara, it means it is done for the sake of gaining Ishvara. Ishvara prapte. Jnana prapte dwara Ishvara prapti. To gain Bhagavan himself, the karma is done. To gain Bhagavan, you need to have certain chitta shuddhi, certain purity of mind. Because only in the pure mind, Bhagavan reveals in the form of jnana. So, therefore, a karma without Ishvara, a karma without the Karma Yoga Buddhi, that is Ishvararpana Buddhi, and whatever comes as a result, accepting it as Prasada Buddhi, that is a Karma Yoga Buddhi. So when a karma becomes a yoga, it means Ishvara is there. And without that, it is just a karma only, not a yoga. It cannot become a karma. And doing karma for the sake of Chitta Shuddhi, that is Karma Yoga. Chitta Shuddhi for what? Ishvara Prapti. Jnana Prapti, Ishvara Prapti. So if a karma is done for the sake of Chitta Shuddhi, then that karma becomes Karma Yoga. Otherwise, it's just a mere karma. Just mere karma. Why Chitta Shuddhi is required for moksha? Because for jnanam to occur, for jnanam to happen, a certain state of mind. A certain state of mind. The mind which is composed. The mind which is not tossed by the raga dvesha. The mind which is ready to receive the knowledge. That mind is required. The mind which has the whims and fancies, the mind which has got all the ragas and dveshas, with that mind, jnanam cannot be gained. For jnanam to take place, certain preparedness of the mind is required. Antakarna Shuddhi is very important. And if a karma is done for the sake of Antakarna Shuddhi, then the karma becomes Karma Yoga. That is why any karma which is performed for the sake of moksha, to prepare the mind for Atma Jnana, then it is Karma Yoga. Karma yoga can be compared to the prayer. Can be compared to the prayer. When the prayer is done, prayer is done for antakarana shuddhi. The prayer is done for the sake of Bhagavan himself, for gaining Bhagavan himself. That state of mind what you have in the prayer, the same state of mind should be extended to doing karma, understanding that karma is also an act of worship, an act of prayer. Through that, antakarana shuddhi is gained, then it becomes a yoga. And that yoga is called karma yoga, and that buddhi, the jnanam, with regard to that, it's called yoga buddhi. So two types of buddhi, Sankhya buddhi and yoga buddhi. Buddhi means jnana, knowledge. So two types of buddhis are taught by Bhagavan in Gita. Sankhya buddhi has been taught. That is by Eshate Abhigita Buddhihi. Buddhihi Jnanam. Sankhya has been taught. Imanto Shrunu Buddhi, Yoga buddhi. Yoge buddhihi Tvam Shrunu iti. So therefore, the difference between the two subject matter, Sankhya and Karma Yoga, is clearly shown in this shloka. And we have seen that knowledge is the only means for moksha. Knowledge can only remove ajnanam, and ajnanam is the cause for samsara. Ajnana nivrittaye, ajnana nivrittihi, which moksha praptihi. Ajnana nivrittihi, moksha praptihi. And for ajnana nivritti to go, we need jnana. Jnanam is required. So knowledge only removes ajnanam. And therefore, jnanam is the sakshat karanam for moksha. Moksha praptahe jnanam eva sakshat karanam. Jnanena eva mokshaha. And what is the role of this yoga buddhi, karma yoga? What can karma yoga do? Karma yoga is the indirect reason, cause for moksha. Karma yoga is the indirect cause, not the direct cause. Paramparaya karana. Parampara karana. Not only karma yoga, any discipline by which you gain a certain preparedness for receiving jnana, preparing the mind by any discipline, they are all yoga. They are all karma yoga only. They are all karma yoga. You can name it differently. You can name it as bhakti yoga, or you can name it as ashtanga yoga, any yoga. All these are the indirect means for gaining moksha. All these give the preparedness, and you become a yogya purusha, adhikari, and then you gain knowledge when shastra is taught, when you do shastra shravanam. So through jnanam only moksha is gained, not by any other means. All the other are the secondary means, indirect means, not the direct means. So preparation of antakarana, it is what is meant by the karma yoga. And for jnana, it is only through Vedanta Shravanam. That is Jnana Yoga. Jnanena eva moksha praptihi. Natu karmana. Chittasya shuddhaye karma. Natu vastupalabdhaye. Viveka Chudamani Bhagavad Pada clearly says. Therefore, there is no choice between these two yogas. Between Sankhya Yoga, otherwise called Jnana Yoga, otherwise called Sannyasa Yoga. Between that and Karma Yoga, there is no choice. You cannot choose Karma Yoga and say that through Karma Yoga I will gain moksha. You cannot say. Karma Yoga takes you to the next level. Next level, that is Jnana Yoga. Through that only it is moksha. If karma is done for the sake of enjoying the karma, mere karma, then the person is a Prakruta Purusha. He is not interested in moksha and all. He is just doing karma and enjoying the result. There is no Ishvara. Ishvara is not brought into his action. There is no prayerful attitude towards karma and the result of karma. It's just a karma. It's a Prakruta Purusha. Slowly, when you become a Samskrita Purusha, the same karma you will do, but with a different attitude. It becomes a Karma Yoga. You will not be bothered about the outcome of the karma. Whatever comes, it is Ishvara Prasada. That preparedness comes only by doing karma. And those who have got that preparedness, for them jnana. Jnana Yoga is prescribed. So, there are two different sets of people. Those who are qualified for the pursuit of Karma Yoga and those who are qualified for Jnana Yoga. So there is no choice, there is no comparison between these two. One is the means for the other. Karma Yoga is the means for Jnana Yoga. Therefore, this Jnana, this Sankhya Buddhi, the Sankhya Buddhi, it is for Arudasya eva Ashrayaniyam. This Sankhya Buddhi is to be resorted by Arudaha. In 6th chapter, we will see Bhagavan Krishna will use this word, Aruruksher Munir Yogam. That those who are prepared, for them Sankhya. Natu Arurukshoho, not for the people who want to, who are in the process of preparation. Arurukshu. Two things are there. Arurukshoho, Arudasya. Arudasya, those who have prepared, those have got the necessary preparedness, they are Arudasya, for them, of them. Arurukshoho, those who are in the process of preparing oneself, Arurukshoho. Arurukshor Munir Yogam. So yoga, this Karma Yoga, it is for the Aruruksha, who are in the process of preparing oneself for Jnana. They are Arurukshu. So therefore, Arurukshoho, here Arjuna is Arurukshu, not Aruda. He is Arurukshu. Therefore, Arurukshoho, Chitta Shuddhyai, Shraddhaya, Ishvararpana Buddhya, Nirabhimanena, Akamanaya cha, Sukhadukkadishu Samabuddhya cha, Karma Yogaha eva Kartavyaha, Natu Jnana Yogaha. Iti Bhagavan says directly. If Arjuna is a prepared person, then Bhagavan need not teach Karma Yoga. He can stop there. Bhagavan knows Arjuna is Arurukshu. Therefore, for the sake of Chitta Shuddhi and with Shraddha and with the attitude of Ishvararpana Buddhya and with no Abhimana, Nirabhimanena Akamanaya cha, Sukhadukkeshu, Sukhadukkadishu Samabuddhya, Sukhadukke Same Krutva Labha Labho Jaya Jayo cha iti Karma Yogaha eva Kartavyaha. Iti Bhagavan Krishna, he advises Arjuna, Karma Yoga Kartavyaha. Therefore, Karma Yoga topics. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says, Kartavya Karma Yoge tu imam Vakshyamana Yoga Buddhim Karma Yoga Buddhim Jnanam Shrinu. He Partha iti Bhagavan Krishna, he talks about Karma Yoga. And this Karma Yoga makes everything possible. Karma Yoga, the mantra he says, Buddhya Yukto Yaya Partha Karma Bandham Prahasyasi. Karma Yoga makes everything possible so that you gain knowledge and the knowledge destroys samsara. The knowledge destroys samsara. Yaya buddhya yuktaha, yuktaha samanvitaha, endowed with this buddhi, yaya buddhya yuktaha, vakshamana upadesha prakarena, karma yoge vartamana vasan, tvam karma bandham prahasyasi. Karma bandham prahasyasi. What is karma bandha? Janma mrityu jaradibihi punah punaha purusham badnati yojagati iti bandha. What is bandha? What is bondage? By janma and mrityu and old age, by this again and again, purusham badnati. The purusha who is tied, who is bound by this cycle of janma, marana and old age, that is called bandha. And that is because of karma. Therefore, karma eva bandha, karma bandha. And that karma bandha, karma bandham, tam prakasyasi. Karma bandham, tam prakasyasi. When yaya buddhya yuktaha, endowed with this buddhi, karma yoga makes jnanam to happen. Therefore, that jnanam destroys samsara. Karma bandham prakasyasi. And therefore, bandhakebhyaha, sarvebhyaha bandhakebhyaha, karmabhyaha, vaidika karma anushtana sambhavita chitta shuddhi utpanna akartritva atma jnana balena nishkrantaha bhavishyasi iti artaha. Shankaranandiya says beautifully this. So therefore, vaidika karma anushtana, by observing the karmas of the Veda, nitya naimittika karma, nitya karma, naimitya karma, all this karma, observing all the karma, doing all the karma, and having gained the chitta shuddhi, and because of the chitta shuddhi, you gain the preparedness, and therefore jnanam happens. The jnanam is akartritva atma vijnana balena, aham akarta iti, that jnanam, by that jnana, you become nishkrantaha. Nishkrantaha bhavishyasi. You become free. There is no further doing. You become nishkrantaha bhavati. You become free from karma. You become free from karma. Therefore, the karma yoga becomes a means for becoming free from the bondages which happen through karma. So, what is the means for being free, to get freedom from this, the karma and karma pala? Karma only. Karmana chitta shuddhiya and chitta shuddhya akartra atma jnana balena, you become nishkrantaha. Karma bandham prakasyasi iti. Here, in Shankaranandiyam he presents a doubt and answers. It is beautifully presented. I will read and explain the meaning. About this karma, a doubt is raised and it is answered. Kim karmana ishvararpana matrena karma bandha nivrittihi uchyate uta ishvara eva karta karayita iti yukti matrena va karma bandha nivrittihi iti. This is the doubt. That is, karmana, by karma alone, ishvara, by karmanam, ishvara arpana matrena karma bandha nivrittihi. By offering the karma to Ishvara, karma bandha nivritti happens. All the karma bandha, the bondages of karma, freedom from bondages of karma happens by offering the karma to Bhagavan, or Ishvaraha eva karta karayita iti yukti matrena, or understanding that Ishvara alone is a karta and he alone is the karayita yukti matrena, understanding that Ishvara alone is the cause for everything, he alone is a karta and he alone is the karayita, that removes karmabandha nivrittihi iti, a doubt is presented. That is, by offering all the karma to Ishvara, karmabandha nivritti happens, or Ishvara alone is a karta karayita. By that understanding, karmabandha nivritti happens. By which karmabandha nivritti happens? And the answer is na adyaha, na adyaha, not by the first one. Not by the first one. Why he says not by the first one means karmanam ishvararpana matrena karmabandha nivrittihi. Not by the first one. That is, offering the karma to Ishvara, karmabandha nivritti happens. That is the first one. Not by that, he says. Why? Because tavat matrena naishkarmya asambhavat. Tavat matrena naishkarmya asambhavat. Karma, by that, naishkarmyam, that actionlessness is not possible. How long you will keep on doing karma with the Ishvararpana buddhi? As long you do, the kartritva buddhi will be there. Kartritva buddhi has to go. That will go only when the understanding comes that Bhagavan alone is a karta, he is a karayita. I am not. That akartritva buddhya eva karmabandha nivrittihi. Therefore, karmabandha nivritti is not by doing karma and offering karma as an offering to Ishvara. You cannot keep on doing that and say that by that I will attain karma bandha nivritti. No. Karma bandha nivritti happens by karma yoga, that is offering karma to Bhagavan, and whatever comes as outcome, taking it as prasada. Not by that karma bandha nivritti happens. That gives you a certain buddhi, certain preparedness. You are ready for jnana yoga. Then you have to do Vedanta Shravanam. So Ishvararpana buddhi and Ishvara prasada buddhi, that is the beginning. That gives you the preparedness. That gives you the chitta shuddhi. Then Vedanta Shravanam. And Vedanta Shravana means Jnanam. And the Jnanam is Ishvara alone is everything. He is a karta, he is a karayita. Only that knowledge can remove karma bandha. That is why in the Bhashyam, Bhashyakara clearly says, karma bandhaha tam prahasasi Ishvara prasada nimitta jnana praptehe. It's very clear. Ishvara prasada you get by offering karma to Bhagavan, you get Ishvara prasada, the grace of Ishvara. That becomes a nimitta for jnana prapti. That becomes a cause for jnana prapti, and that jnana praptya karma bandha nivrittihi, samsara nivrittihi. The same idea is presented by Shankaranandiyam in a different way. It is nicely presented. He says, Naishkarmya asambhavat. Naishkarmya means jnanam. Actionlessness is possible only when jnanam happens. Naishkarmya means akartritvam. Karta bhokta, that buddhi is not there. Bhagavan alone is karta. He alone is karayita. And he quotes from the same Gita, Nadatte kasyachit papam nachaiva sukrutam vibhuhu. Nadatte kasyachit papam nachaiva sukrutam vibhuhu. Papam or sukrutam or punyam, these things do not touch Atma, Bhagavan. Iti Parameshwarasya bhaktaihi datta sukruta dushkrutadehe anadana smaranat angikrite api aspin pakshe shatakoti brahma kalpeshu kritanam atpitanam sukrutadi karmanam nivritti asambhavat cha. Papam or punyam cannot touch Bhagavan. Nadate kasachit papam, 5th chapter, 15th shloka. Bhagavan Krishna says. So therefore, by the bhaktas, that is devotees, bhaktaihi, datta sukruta dushkruta dekhe, the karma which are offered, which gives punyam as well as papam, the karma which are offered, which are done by the bhaktas, the devotees, which is not accepted by Bhagavan. In the sense, it doesn't touch Bhagavan. It doesn't touch Bhagavan. Therefore, asmin pakshe, if that is so, if this is the stand, if this is the paksha, if this is so, then shatakoti brahma kalpeshu, even in the 100 crores brahma kalpa, kritanam karmanam arpitanam, the karmas which are done, and the karmas arpitanam which are offered, sukrdati karmanam, the karma, good karmas which have been done, tasya nivrittihi asambhavat, that cannot go. That cannot go. Because Ishvara is not touched by the karma pala. Ishvara is not touched by the karma pala. Even if you say the papa karma goes away, but what about the punya karma? The punya karma nivritti asambhavat. The punya karma will have punya palam. So that nivritti cannot happen without jnanam. Therefore, Ishvara arpana buddhi alone, you cannot say. You cannot say that if buddhi alone, that is karma yoga alone, can give moksha. Ishvararpana buddhi is buddhya, Ishvararpana buddhya, you become a adhikari, you become a person for the grace, fit person for the grace of Ishvara, and therefore you become the adhikari for gaining knowledge, and therefore you gain moksha. So, Ishvararpana buddhi, which is karma yoga, that is a means for jnana yogya prapti. Jnana praptya eva moksha. Therefore, I just do karma and offer it as Bhagavan, to offer it as prasada, offer it as offering to Bhagavan, and whatever comes as prasada, I will accept. By that, I will gain moksha. No, it is not so. Because that karma, the karma nivritti, the karma pala nivritti asambhavat. Even the karma which have been done in 100 course of Brahma Kalpa, that will not go. It will remain. That has to be experienced. Even if Papa Karma goes away by the grace of Ishvara, Ishvara has got compassion towards you, it goes away. What about Punya Karma? Tasya tesham nivrittihi asambhavat. Tesham nivrittihi asambhavat. Therefore, tatrapi cha papasya nashaha natu punyasya. Even if Papa Karma goes away, the Punya Karma will not go. That Punya Karma will be there. For Punya Karma, that Karma also has to go. You have to be free from Punya Karma as well as Papa Karma. Then only you become free. One is the gold chain, other is the iron chain. Both are chains. Papa Karma goes away by the grace of Bhagavan. What about Punya Karma? Punya Karma will be there. It also will go away only in the wake of knowledge, jnanam. Therefore, and for that shloka, he gives a nice quotation. Ayuddena hato vali tasyedam karmanah palam iti. I think this is referring to Ramayana and the subsequent the karmapala, even for Lord Rama. Ayuddena hato vali. Without fight, Vali was killed. By whom? By Lord Rama. Tasyedam karmanah palam. Tasya Ramasya. This karmanah palam. Result of killing a Vali, killing the Vali by Rama, and that karma pala, even Lord Rama has to experience in the next incarnation as Lord Krishna. It is said that Bhagavan, the Lord Krishna was he was killed. Killed means he had to, even though Bhagavan, even though Krishna, even though Bhagavan assumed the avatar of Krishna, and he has to voluntarily leave the body. So therefore, he himself presented a situation and allowed the hunter to kill him. Okay? That we know the story. Lord Krishna was killed by the hunter, and that is, he says, that's a palam of killing the Vali. Iti swakrita karmana eva apariharyatve Ishwarasya. Even the karma which is done by Ishvara, that he himself could not avoid, could not remove. Parakrita karma parihara ayogat tataha avikriya atmavijnanat eva purushasya sarva karma nivrittihi vaktavya. Even the karma done by the Lord himself, he could not avoid. He could not avoid the karma done by himself. What about the karma done by others? Parakrita karma pariharaya ayogat. So parakrita karma pariharaya. Therefore, he cannot remove the karma of the other people. He himself had to experience the karma phalam. Therefore, avikriya atma vijnanat eva purushasya sarva karma nivrittihi vaktavya. Therefore, only by atma jnanat eva sarva karma nivrittihi, karma bandha nivrittihi happens. Iti vaktavya. And Shruti also says in many places, Sarvai papanam tarati shriyante chasi karmani tasmin drishte paravare. Shruti also supports this statement. Therefore, buddhya yukto yaya partha iti vachanasya kagatihi iti chet. What is the meaning of this statement, buddhya yukto yaya partha iti chet? Tasya pala abhisandhi ragityena kritam karma bhandaya na bhavati. Palabhisandhi, without attaching oneself, without longing for the result of action, absence of the longing for the results of action, the karma which is done cannot bind you. That becomes karma yoga. Karma becomes a karma yoga when it is done without longing for the karma pala. When do you do such karma? Only when it is done as an offering to Bhagavan. That is Ishwararpana Buddhi, the attitude behind that. Only when it is done with that attitude, then that karma becomes a karma yoga. Therefore, karma yoga stuti Bhagavan does. So karma stutya mumukshibhihi nishkamatvena chitta shuddhyai karma kartavyam iti karma kartavyam and karma vidiparatvam eva gatihi iti brumaha. Therefore, by the mumukshu, nishkamatvena, without nishkama, without kama. So, for the sake of chitta shuddhi, karma kartavyam iti Bhagavan Krishna says. Therefore, avikriya atma vijnanat eva karma bandha nivrittihi iti siddham. Therefore, it is clearly concluded that by the atma vijnanat eva, by atma jnanat alone, by atma jnanena eva karma bandha nivrittihi iti Bhagavan Krishna clearly says. Therefore, if that is so, then how many yogas we have? There is only one yoga. That is Jnanam alone is the yoga. Yoga means yuj, to join. Joining is not physical joining. Joining is understanding that Jivatma is not different from Paramatma. That is a joining. That is a yoga. If that is so, how many means are there? How many yogas are there for that, for moksha? There is only one means, that is yoga, jnana yoga alone. And for that, two different lifestyles. One is karma yoga, which is for the karma yogi, and another one is sannyasa for the sankhya, that is living the life of a sannyasi. So therefore, karma yoga nishtha and jnana yoga nishtha. Karma yoga nishtha is for the grihastha, the householders. Even karma yoga nishtha is for the sannyasis also. They take sannyasa and then do karma for chitta shuddhi, and then do karma for preparation, for preparing the buddhi, for neutralizing raga dvesha. Karma is done. Both grihastha as well as sannyasi, they do karma yoga. But in the case of sannyasi, karma yoga, jnana yoga will be predominant. Karma yoga will be relatively less. Whereas in the case of grihastha, karma yoga will be predominant, and this jnana, the pursuit of this jnana, that will be relatively less. But both are the sadhakas. Whether it is a karma yogi or a sannyasa, both are the sadhakas, leading different lifestyles to attain the same goal. So karma yogi also attains the same goal, sannyasi also attains the same goal. That is the vision of the Shastram, and the attainment is through only jnana. Therefore, whether it is a grihastha or a sannyasi, whoever it may be, karma yoga is the means for jnana yogyata prapti, and jnanena eva moksha. Therefore, there is only one means, no different means, no alternate means. Iti very clearly is shown by the Bhashyakara with the commentary to this shloka. That is why he has added everywhere Ishvara Aradhanarthe Karma Yoge, Karmanushtane, Samadhi Yoge cha, and Ishvara Prasada Nimitta Jnana Praptehe iti. And this buddhi, Karma Yoga buddhi, is praised. Why? For prarochanartham, to create interest in the minds of the people. This Karma Yoga is being taught, it is praised. So, endowed with this buddhi, and by Ishvara Prasada, a person becomes Adhikari Purusha for Jnana Prapti iti Abhiprayaha. Iti Bhashyakara concludes Bhashyam to this shloka, which we have seen. Now the next shloka, this Karma Yoga is praised. The Karma Yoga is praised by Bhagavan. We can read the next shloka. Kincha Anyat. This is also an important shloka in the sense the Karma Yoga is praised. Karma Yoga is praised, and Bhagavan Krishna, he promises the Karma Yoga which is done will never go waste. Even if it is done a little, it will give its result, benefit. Nekha Vikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Svalpamapyasya dharmasya Nayate mahato bhayat. Na iha abhikramanashaha asti pratyavayaha na vidyate. Kasya dharmasya karmanaha abhikramanashaha nasti pratyavayaha na vidyate. Even that dharmasya karmanaha, even it is svalpam. even if it is a little. Agataha bhayat trayate. It saves you from the greatest fear. That is the meaning. That is abhikramanashaha. Nasha means destruction. Abhikramanashaha, the failure of the karma. The failure of the karma. Nasti. Iha means here. Iha in this karma yoga, in the pursuit of karma yoga, iha asmin vishaye, with regard to this Vichaya, Karma Yoga, in the pursuit of Karma Yoga, failure of the karma, that is, karma failing to give you the result. Abhikramanashaha, nasti, there is no failure. In Karma Yoga, you cannot say this is a failure. There is no failure in Karma Yoga. Why it is said so? The action, the result of action may be a failure, but it is not a failure for you. It gives you spiritual growth. How can it be a failure? You are doing that karma for the sake of, or not just for the sake of enjoying the benefit of the karma pala. It is an offering to Ishvara. Therefore, there is no failure. Ishvara himself gives the result. So whatever it gives, that is, you accept with prasada buddhi. So there is no failure. And you understand that the result of the karma also in keeping with so many factors. And that is the order of Ishvara. When that is the order, where is the failure? You accept it. So therefore, there is no failure. In Karma Yoga, there is no word called failure. And there is no pratyavaya. Pratyavaya is a dosha. Pratyavaya is the opposite result. Pratyavaya is the opposite result, adverse results. That also is not there. Karma Yoga is a prayer. Karma Yoga, it's a prayer, it's a form of worship. And when this worship is done, and that is done for the sake of purification of the mind, whatever may be the outcome of that, that is helpful for your spiritual growth. Therefore, where is the failure? There is no failure. You are worshipping Ishvara through karma, and whether the result comes to your expectation or not, that doesn't have any say over you also. That helps you only in accepting Ishvara. That is helps you to gain Chitta Shuddhi. Therefore, there is no failure. And also Pratyavaya is not there. When you do your karma as Ishvara Aradhana, and show that you have got good intention. Therefore, even if adverse results come, you are not carried over by it. You understand that is also is a situation which you have to go through. So there is no adverse result. There is no effect of that on you. So therefore, there is no question of adverse result also. Pratyavaya api nasti. If you have this yoga buddhi, that is, there is no destruction, there is no failure or waste of karma, and there is no pratyavaya. There is no opposite, adverse results of this karma yoga. For karma, it is there, but karma yoga, it is not there. Because in karma yoga, Ishvara is there. Ishvara is the sharp observer. He observes everything, and you are free. You are free. Therefore, swalpamapi, even a little, asya dharmasya, this karma yoga, swalpamapyasya dharmasya, asya dharmasya swalpamapi, this dharma, even of little, trayate, protects, gataha bhayat, from the great fear. What is the fear? Samsara bhayat. Magataha samsara bhayat trayate. Samsara is karma pala, janma, marana, this cycle. And this karma, what you do as a karma yoga, that protects you from this fear of samsara. Punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam. So therefore, even a little of this karma when practiced, it protects you from the greatest fear. which protects karma yoga, not kevala karma, not natu kevala karma. Now the bhashyam. Na iha iti
Na iha
न
iti
इह इति
neha moksha marge karma yoge
neha moksha marge karma yoge
abhikramanashaha
विक्रमनाशः
abhikramanam abhikramaha
Abikramanam Abhikramaha
prarambhaha
Prarambhaha
tasya nashaha nasti
Tasya nashah nasti
yatha krishyadehe
Yatha Krishyadehe
yoga vishaye prarambhasya
Yoga Vishaya Prarambhasya
na anaikantika palatvam ityarthaha
Na
अनेकान्तिकं
Anaikantikam
इत्यर्थः
Itarthaha
na iga moksha marge karma yoge abhikramanashaha iha in this pursuit of moksha, that is in the pursuit of karma yoga is the indirect means for moksha. Therefore iha moksha marge karma yoga is not moksha marga. Karma yoga is called moksha marga because it is indirect means. So all these words are to be clearly understood. Wherever karma is there, karma is only the means for jnana yogyata prapti, and through that moksha. Therefore moksha marge karma yoge. Such the words are interpreted differently by different people, and therefore a lot of confusion is there. Karma yoga also gives moksha. Ashikara also says, Bhagavan Krishna also says it is not. Moksha marge karma yoga, in the path of moksha, this karma yoga, karma yoge, which is the indirect means for moksha. Preparedness. Karma yoga is the preparedness for jnana yogyata, for jnana. Jnana yogyata prapti is important. So that jnana yogyata prapti vishaye karma yoge, and that is the means. Moksha marge means to the moksha. Abhikramanashaha. Abhikramanashaha, failure. Abhikramaha means beginning. Abhikramaha is beginning. Abhikramanam, abhikramaha, prarambhaha. The beginning is called abhikramaha. The work, the effort, an action which has been started. Prarambhaha, tasya nashaha nasti. Tasya nashaha na asti. This destruction is not there. Like Krishyadehe. Krishya is agriculture. Like agriculture, there is no failure of the undertaking. In agriculture, you do, but the result depends on so many factors. You may not be able to harvest the crop. Something can happen, even the rain or any other natural disaster can happen. You may not be able to harvest the crop, harvest the effort what you have invested. Like that, there is no nashaha for the karma which has been started. Abhikrama nashaha na vidyate iti. Yoga vishaye prarambhasya na anekantika palatvam ityartaha. In the case of yoga vishaya, there is no indefinite result. There is no doubtful result. Anekantika palatvam means uncertain, indefinite, doubtful. There is no doubtful result with regard to yoga vishaya. In the case of karma yoga, there is no doubtful, like that of krishyadi, agriculture. In agriculture, there is a doubt. You may not know whether you will harvest the crops. Depends on the many factors. Like that, in karma yoga, there is no uncertainty. There is no uncertainty. Therefore, abhikramanashaha na vidyate nasti iti. Vashyakara says. The next line we will read. We will read in the the next class. So we stop here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
हरि ओम धन्यवाद गुरुजी
धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद गुरुजी
धन्यवाद जी
धन्यवाद